Good morning. This video lecture is for class 7th, subject English. This is your summary lecture for lesson 8, fire, friend and foe. Summary. Fire is a necessary evil. It is a boon as well as a curse. It has made our life comfortable, but we cannot touch it. It was the first great invention made by early men. So you people very well know who invented fire. It was early men who had invented fire. Moving to the next point. Early men did not know how to make fire, but he must have seen the destructive power of fire. He must have watched lightning and volcanoes. He was afraid of it. What is fire? Fire is, in fact, the result of a chemical reaction. The air has oxygen while fuels have carbon and hydrogen. When the two combine, energy is released in the form of heat and light. This is what we call fire. I've already told you this can come for 1 mark question. Okay, that what is fire? So I have jotted down the answer here. Fire is in fact the result of a chemical reaction. The air has oxygen while fuels have carbon and hydrogen. When the two combine, energy is released in the form of heat and light. This is what we call fire. Moving to the next point. Three things are needed to make fire fuel: oxygen and heat. The common fuels are wood, coal, gas and petrol. Oxygen comes from the air. That is why when we blow on burning paper, it bursts into flame. Fuel and oxygen do not make fire themselves. They need heat. A lighted match provides that heat. Every fuel begins to burn at a particular temperature. Moving to the next point. So we are going to start with the next point now. And the next point is, the moment it becomes out of control, it spreads havoc. Okay. Every year, thousands of homes and trees are damaged by fire. Forest fire destroys trees and kills people. Moving to the next point. Fire is a good servant but a bad master. So fire is a good servant but a bad master. Because it is, if it is good, then it is very good, and if it is bad, then it is just dangerous. It is useful as long as it is under control. Okay, it is good if it is under control. Put out in 3 ways. The fire can be put out in 3 ways. We can take away the fuel or stop oxygen from reaching the burning material. The third way is to bring down the temperature. We can bring down the temperature below the flash point. In the lecture also I told you flash point is burning point. Continue. Remove the hot air around the burning candle and it will go out. Water also lowers the temperature and puts out the fire. Next point. Some fires cannot be put out with water. Oil fire is one such example. So oil fire cannot be put out with water, you know, because both oil and water do not mix with each other. Okay, the oil starts floating above water, which is more dangerous. Okay, The oil floats to the top of water and continues to bump as well as spread. Electrical fire also cannot be controlled with water. It is fought by using carbon dioxide. Next point. On the whole, we have learnt well to control fire and make good use of it in everyday life. Long ago, there were no firemen. The people used to bring and throw bucket full of water on the flames. Now, there are laws to stall fire extinguisher in every big building. So now the law has come that we have to install the fire extinguishers in every big building. There are fire brigades in every town. Trained firefighters use their skills like cutting off power supply, pulling down weak walls, and spraying water to bring fire under control. So we have firefighters to help us out. Next, they are also trained to provide first aid to injured people. So they are trained to provide first aid to injured people. Next point, fire is still worshipped in many parts of the world. It helped early man to keep off animals and settle down in safe place. So fire is also worshipped in many parts of the world. It helps early man to keep off animals and settle down in safe places. So this was a summary of the entire chapter Fire, Friend and Foe. We'll be heading with the question answers. I hope everybody has written the answers till now. If there is any point that you have missed, you can just quickly check with the answers which I have posted in this video lecture. Moving next. Answers. For the first question, okay. Question number 1. What do you understand by the flash point of a fuel? So what do you understand by the flash point? I told you burning point of a fuel. The answer is every fuel catches fire at a particular temperature. This temperature is called the flash point of a fuel. Moving to question number 2. What are some common uses of fire? Fire is used in cooking to keep our homes warm during winter. Fire is also used to produce electricity. So that is the answer for the first part of question number 2. Second, in what sense is it a bad master? In what sense is fire a bad master? If fire goes out of control, it can cause damage to a life, house and property. It is bad master in this sense. Clear? Moving to the next question. That is question number 4. Question number 3 was, I think those match the following that we will be doing in the online class. I think that can be easily done in the class. I'll just give you the answers for the question answers. Question number 4. What are the 3 main ways in which a fire can be controlled or put out? Fire can be put out by taking away the fuel, stopping the supply of oxygen, or by lowering down the temperature around the fuel so that the fuel is not able to attain its flash point. Clear? Next question. Why does a burning candle go out when you blow on it? This is important question. So I have mentioned here also important. When we blow on a burning candle, it goes out. This is an example of extinguishing a fire by lowering the temperature below the flash point. The blowing reduces the temperature and the candle goes out. Clear? Next question. Spraying water is not a good way of putting out an oil fire or an electrical fire. Why not? Spraying water is not a good way of putting out an oil fire. When we put water on the oil comes on the top and keeps on burning. Along with water, the fire also flows and spreads in a wider area. So it is not advisable to use water to put out an oil fire. The use of water is also not good to put out an electrical fire. The man spreading water can get an electric shock and be killed. Next question. That's the last question. Question number 8. What are some of the things you should do to prevent a fire at home and in the school? So what you should do, or what awareness you should have to prevent a fire at home and in school? We can do a few things to prevent fire at home and in the school. While constructing our buildings, we should leave space between them to reduce the risk of fire. Every home and its school must ensure fire prevention norms. Norms are rules and regulation. So with this, we finish the lesson Fire, Friend and Foe. If there's any doubt, do ask me in the online class and do the correction in your answers. If there is some point that you people have missed, please write that. And we shall be discussing the book exercises in the online class. Thank you. Thank you. Have a nice day. Take care.